Hello everybody, this is Keegan here and welcome back to my channel, and I'm back with a brand new video for you guys. So, a little while ago I did my top 5 disappointing movies of 2019, and now I think it's time for me to do my top 10 favorite movies of 2019. Now, 2019 was a great year for movies, and in this video I'll be telling you guys my 10 favorite movies of 2019. Now, before we start the countdown, I want to say a few things before we start this video. Number one, I haven't reviewed all of these movies that you're going to see in this video. Some of them I have reviewed and others I have not. I'll point out the ones that I have and haven't reviewed as we go by the movies in this video. Number two, I haven't seen some of these movies I haven't seen in 2019. Some of them I checked out recently. And one of the movies on this list is a movie I actually watched the other night on Friday night. I'll point out which one is that later in this video. And lastly, and this is the most important part, this is my personal opinion. And I haven't seen every single movie that came out in 2019 and at the time before this video was made. So this is my personal opinion. So if you disagree with me or might agree with me on it, that's okay. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. This is not a specific list. This is just my personal opinion on my 10 favorite movies of 2019. So that's all I really have to say. So without further ado, my name is Keegan Shepard, and this is my top 10 favorite movies of 2019. Now, before we start the countdown, I know we're a little slow, but let's take a look at my honorable mentions. And I only have 2 honorable mentions in this video. And my honorable mentions are El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie, and Knives Out, which I recently did a review on my channel. And I know I said in my review of it, it wasn't one of my favorite movies of 2019, but I decided to put it in my honorable mentions anyways. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get on with the real deal. Number 10. So, kicking off at number 10, we have The Lighthouse. Now, I consider this movie to be more of a thriller than a horror movie. But, yeah. Now, I did go see this movie in the theater not long after it came out back in October. And this is a movie I haven't reviewed yet, but probably will someday. But, the reason this is at number 10 is that I really, really enjoyed this movie. I thought it had some really good cinematography. I like how the whole movie felt like some old archival footage from like the late 1800s to the early 1900s or something. And the performances were great. It was creepy at times. And don't really have much else to say about it other than I really, really enjoyed it. And this is one of the few movies by A24 that's going to be on this list. So yeah, not much else to say about it. So let's move on to number 9. Number 9. At the number 9 spot, we have a movie I did a review on quite recently, and another A24 movie, and I probably won't talk about this one for long, and that movie is Uncut Gems. Uncut Gems was a movie I was anticipated for, and I was thinking about the trailer. Man, this movie looks pretty good, and I was actually quite surprised that Adam Sandler was casted in this one, even though Adam Sandler has been in a number of terrible movies over the last several years, but I was thinking maybe this one could be his comeback, and I think it was. And this is one of his more serious roles, and I believe he got that Best Actor award snubbed from him at the Oscars, but oh well, that's the Oscars, that's how they are. But I thought the movie had some really great performances, especially from Adam Sandler, and I did a review of it recently. If you'd like to check out my review of it, the link to that will be in the description. And all the movies that I have reviewed that are featured on this list, the links to the reviews are in the description down below. So let's move on to number 8. Number 8. Coming in at number 8 is a really underrated movie from last year, and a movie I have done a review on back in December. And that movie is Waves, another A24 movie. I saw this movie in the theater back in December, and it was the last movie I saw in theaters back in 2019. And I remember being blown away by the use of color in the movie. Had some really good cinematography, really good visuals, and I had some really good performances. A lot of the actors and actresses are ones I'm not really too familiar with, though the only actress I'm familiar with in the movie was Alexa Demi. I believe that's how you say her name. You might know her from the HBO series Euphoria. But my full review of it is in the description. So other than that, I really, really enjoyed it, and it had some really good cinematography and really good visuals. So that's why it's sitting at my number 8 spot. So without further ado, let's move on to number 7. Number 7. Coming in at number 7 is Marriage Story, another movie I did a review on recently. Now, Marriage Story was a movie I've been wanting to watch for a little while. I didn't watch it when it came out on Netflix. I was just never had the time to watching it until I watched it in March, and I thought the movie was really, really well done. It had some really, really great performances, especially coming from Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. And I really love the opening montage scene at the beginning of the movie, and has one of the best argument scenes I've seen in a movie. Don't really have much else to say about it. My review of it is in the description, like the other movies like the other movies on this list that have been reviewed. So I'm just gonna go ahead and move on to number 6. Number 6. Coming in at number 6 is the Peanut Butter Falcon. Now, remember in the beginning of this video, I said there is one movie that I checked out recently on Friday night? Well, this is that movie. I will do a review of this movie soon, but to keep things short, I thought this movie had some really, really, really good performances and had a really good storyline about a young man with Down syndrome who runs away from a retirement home to make his dream of becoming a wrestler come true. And had some really good performances, really good lighting and cinematography. And my full review of this movie will be coming out soon. But to keep things short, I really, really enjoyed this movie. I kind of wish I saw this movie in the theater. I didn't see it when it came out. I don't think this movie was actually playing in any of the theaters in my area. I think it might have, but it might have had a limited release and I just missed out on it. But other than that, I really, really enjoyed it. My full review of it will be coming soon, like I said before. So let's move on to number 5. Number 5. Coming in at number 5 is another movie that I have reviewed a little while ago, and another A24 movie, and also the last A24 movie on my list, and that movie is Midsommar. Now, when I went to go see this movie in the theater back in July, a few days after it came out, I had not seen the trailer to it, and I had no idea what it was about, other than I just went to go see it, seeing what it was going to be like. And I went in the theater seeing it, had no idea what it was about, and after it was over, I was blown away and weirded out at the same time. I'm like, what the hell did I just watch? But I loved it at the same time. This movie has some very good lighting. It has one of the most disturbing opening scenes I've seen in a movie. And it has some very good special effects on some of the gore. And I was just blown away by it. Like I said, I've done a review on it. Link to it is in the description. And this is the last A24 movie on this list. And it's probably my favorite movie from A24 that I've seen last year. So that's why it's on my number 5 spot. So let's move on to number 4. Number 4. At number 4, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, when I first saw the trailer to this movie, when it was coming out, I was really excited for it when I first saw the trailer to it. And when I finally went to go see it in the theater, probably about a week or two after it came out, I was not disappointed. The movie had some very good characters, some really badass dialogue, just like in every other Quentin Tarantino movie. I liked a lot of the cinematography in it. And I especially like the fight scene around the end. I don't really want to spoil it, but if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Though, I personally think Pulp Fiction is Quentin Tarantino's best movie, but it doesn't stop me from liking this movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And I'll probably do my review of this movie someday. I haven't done a review of it yet, but I will do a review of it someday. So, not much else to say about it other than it's at my number 4 spot. So let's move on to number 3. Number 3. Coming in at number 3 is Parasite. And most of you know this is the film that won Best Picture at this year's Oscars. And I have to say it really deserved the Best Picture nominee. And it won it. But when I saw this movie in the theater not long after it was released in November, I was blown away by it. The film had an excellent storyline, excellent performances, very good characters, and some really good cinematography, and overall the movie was it was brilliant. Now, I've yet to do a review of this movie, but I will do a review on it eventually. But, not much else I can say about it other than it's just a brilliant movie. And if you haven't checked it out yet, do yourself a favor and check it out. It's brilliant. So let's move on to number 2. Number 2. Coming in at number 2 is Joker. Now, when I saw this movie in the theater a week after it was released in theaters, I was blown away by it. And I thought the film was very, very well done. It was dark, it was disturbing, and had some really good performances. And Joaquin Phoenix did an excellent job playing as the Joker. And in my opinion, Joaquin Phoenix is the best actor to play as the Joker since Jack Nicholson in the '89 Batman movie and Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. And I think Joaquin Phoenix deserved the Best Actor award at this year's Oscars. Now, I haven't reviewed this movie yet, but I will review this movie eventually. So that's my number 2 spot. And now let's finally finish this top 10 with my number 1. Number 1. Finally, at number 1 is a movie that I have reviewed back in December. And some of you might disagree with me, but remember, this is my list. So, my number 1 favorite movie of 2019 is The Irishman. Besides the fact that this movie is 3.5 hours long, I thought this movie was epic. It had some very, very good performances, some good cinematography, and I'm surprised Joe Pesci came out of retirement to do this movie, even though he retired. But I don't really have much else to say about it. I have done a review of it. The review of it is in the description. So, The Irishman is my number 1 favorite movie of 2019. So, that's it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, please leave a comment below, and subscribe for more videos like this. And what's your favorite movie of 2019? Let me know in the comments section below. And if you would like to check out my top 5 disappointing movies of 2019, the link to that is in the description down below. And my reviews of the movies, some of the movies that have been featured on this list, the links to some of those reviews will be in the description down below. And the reviews to the ones that haven't been reviewed yet will be coming soon. So in the meantime, thanks again for watching. I hope you guys have a great day. And until next time, this is Keegan Shepard signing off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.